looks like someone's first build on The Sims. Beautiful. Hey guys, so I know this isn't my usual setup or backdrop or anything. I've literally just got back from Taunton Comic Con? Taunton Comic Gaming Con? I wasn't press or creator or anything like that, so this is just my own opinions and kind of a review of the event, as it was an event I've never been to before. Just kind of give anyone an insight if they are thinking about going, on my personal opinion. And yeah, starting off with the entertainment. Now, this is something I find a lot of conventions struggle with. Like, it's not just this con, I think it's a lot of conventions. There's not a lot to actually do. There's a few things. There was a little gaming area, which was an upstairs bit, which was okay. There wasn't too many consoles, but for a small convention, I think it had enough. It was a nice little cozy area. It wasn't rammed or gross or annoying. They also had like a little Star Wars thing. So for a small con, entertainment wise, it was okay. It was okay. I think there's definitely been bigger cons with less entertainment, so yeah, it was okay for the entertainment side. There also was the cosplay competition, or like parade, I'm not sure what they call it, which was fun to watch. So there is that if you're into cosplay or into just, you know, little seeing people's costumes and stuff. That was pretty cute, that was nice. And they did have a balcony bit, which is where I watched it with my friend. And yeah, that was a nice little thing, because sometimes when there's too many tall people and you can't get a seat, and this con didn't have a seating area for the masquerade or the little parade thing, so it was literally just people stood, so that was kind of nice if people wanted to be up higher and they could see it. Props to them for actually having the music for people's cosplay characters. It wasn't just a random various throw anything out on the day kind of thing, so props to them for that. There was a guy was doing green screen photos for cosplayers, so yeah, that was pretty cool. He was doing like a green screen, and he would have like specific backgrounds to put your cosplay into a certain setting. We of course did a cursed image, yeah, because you can't do anything normal. So yeah, that was pretty cool. That's something not a lot of conventions offer, is a way to get a photo from a convention. And it's a lot of the time is if you know a photographer, that's the only way you can kind of get a photo. But I thought that was really cool, and I do think a lot of other conventions could benefit from someone like this guy. I mean, you know, he wasn't just like, oh, here, have a stuck-on backdrop either. He was like actually going through and fixing the colours and stuff. Like there was somebody with a green jacket and he actually fixed it so they weren't like blended into the background all cursed, which some places do. And I know they just literally just take a photo, backdrop, there we go, that's it. So there was that. There was a few little backdrops for specific fandoms. There was like the Stranger Things wall, there was a little Pokemon setup, a Deadpool setup. There's a few little backdrops, which is cute. So if you're in any of those cosplays, they're great. I mean, obviously there's never going to be a Left 4 Dead one, so, but I think those backdrops are always a nice thing. That was one of my favourite things with MegaCon. So yeah, props for the backdrops. Now, the stalls. I mean, obviously stalls are going to be personal preference, but for myself personally, I just think for a small convention you need as much variety as possible, and this is where it came a bit of a downfall for me. There was several Pokemon card stalls. I'm not hating on it, because I did buy a Pokemon card, but if you're going to have a small convention, I don't think there needs to be 3 of them or 4 of them. I can't remember exactly how many, but there was like one side of the room, Pokemon plushies, Pokemon cards. Other side, Pokemon plushies, Pokemon cards, and there was other stalls that were selling a lot of that as well. Maybe a bit more variety. There wasn't really anything for the gamers to buy. Like a little retro game stand would be nice. You know, you can buy the games, not just play them. or, you know, there wasn't much for anime either. There was a little Japanese candy store, which you always appreciate with the food stuffs, but for like anime there wasn't too much. There was an anime figure stand. The stalls were okay for a small con. There wasn't too many artists. There was the artist in his tiny little nook in the entrance, which was I think it. I will honestly, this is my biggest dislike with some of the stalls, was there 1,100% were so many stalls selling cheap knockoff bulk bought AliExpress stuff, like figurines that were unbranded and really cheap with the arms and legs had already fallen off, things like that, stickers that are mass printed on this cheap paper and they are bulk from AliExpress. I know this because I found some of these things on AliExpress myself, so I know this to be a legit thing, and they were bulk of the same mass printed. They weren't artwork, they were mass printed images. A lot of those. There was some merch that I know is AliExpress because one of the items, I don't want to name because I don't want to be mean to people, but they actually had an item I personally have on my AliExpress wish list. What have they got? The exact, like, I literally looked at the thing, I looked at it all around, I picked it up, I like sampled the goods, so to speak, and it was 100% the £3 AliExpress item that I have. Everything. And there's like, you can say, oh, but what if they did handmade? When you know, you just kind of know. And the price mark was from £3 to £15, so that, you know, you're paying £3 on AliExpress and it's like almost quadruple the price. That was my biggest issue, was some of the very clearly bootlegged, unofficial, mass-produced AliExpress tat at several stores. I didn't pick up business cards for any of these stores, so I'm not gonna like name and shame kind of thing, but just for me personally, if I can buy it for £3 on AliExpress, I'm not gonna pay £15 for a convention or an AliExpress bulk buy sticker pack that they are asking £2 for one sticker, and the whole pack of 150 plus you can buy for £2 on AliExpress. I will say one thing, the Pokemon stalls, they all were selling legit, unlike some events where I've absolutely I think I got a clip from an event here with the bootleg Pokemon. These people were not selling bootleg Pokemon cards, they weren't selling bootleg Pokemon plushies, they were legit, so at least we didn't have bootleg Pokemon. Crash Bandicoot was stung by bees.
That's nice.
Why? There was a little bit of variety for things. There was a little candle shop, which I thought was cute. The Japanese candy shop, that was cute. That was great because there's no other snack things in there. I was 50-50 on the stalls is all I'll say. Overall experience, I'll say for a one-day event, it's okay. It's in the like better side of the smaller events. It's nothing like a MegaCon or a MCM kind of thing. You're not gonna get that. But for a smaller one, it's one of the better ones that I've personally ever attended. So as a con rating, because I ran out of things to do without her, if you didn't have a friend and you went alone as an example, you would run out of things to do very quickly. We literally got to the stage of looking through individual Pokemon cards and looking through everything to spend more time looking at stalls. It's a family con as well. It was nice for families. It was spacious enough that you weren't crammed in. It was wheelchair accessible, like kid friendly. There was nothing sultry going on in there. I don't know how to explain it, but it's very family friendly, which is nice, because a lot of cons are a bit more like geared towards adults who want to get 1,000 autographs, and there is nothing for kids to do other than stand and cry because they're queuing for 3 hours for one celebrity. I possibly attend again. my overall rating would be maybe a 5 out of 10, which is good for a small con, because the majority of smaller cons are in the 1 and 2 out of 10s, but these are so far in the past I'm not reviewing them or ever returning. So yeah, for a small con, it's in the average scale, and it's like, I don't hate it. The atmosphere was friendly and nice, and you didn't feel like you were like, oh, look at that person, they suck, kind of thing. It was a nice, friendly atmosphere. Yeah. An average. Nothing will ever beat Facts, which was my 10 out of 10 convention, so. We've had the gummy worm, now we have the leaf. Hope you enjoyed the random little clips and whatever else. I didn't get anything other than one Snorlax Pokemon card, so I don't have a con haul. Don't forget to like and subscribe, help me grow. If we can reach 1,500 subs, I don't know, but gotta have some goals, you know? So yeah, bye!